And we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of this Worldwide Wrestling role-playing game exhibition series, the Journeyman's Cup Tournament. My name is Nathan Paletta. I'm the designer and publisher of the Worldwide Wrestling role-playing game. Thank you so much for joining us, either live or in the YouTube broadcast later. This is our go-home show before the big tournament finale. So we will not be crowning or handing a Journeyman's Cup to the champion tonight, but we are kind of going through a lot of the secondary storyline and getting some other stuff worked out and finished up and hyped up for our big finish. We have a total roster of about 8 characters at this point. Tonight we have 5 regular characters and a special guest star. And yeah, if you haven't watched any of the previous 7 episodes, A, I suggest you do because things will probably make more sense. And B, we are following the story of the Journeyman's Cup tournament, which is a bracketed tournament pitting all these different wrestlers against each other in Worldwide Wrestling to achieve the Journeyman's Cup, which is kind of the mark of the up-and-coming young, new, hot talent. Anyone with the cup can challenge for the Pan-Oceanic Worldwide Wrestling Championship and can also be challenged for the cup itself. So it kind of kicks off the year of storylines for the championship hunt in the world of this wrestling promotion. So yeah, there's 7 previous episodes. You can watch from the beginning or maybe kick in about halfway to kind of be up on the current arcs. And we plan to play for about 2 hours. We usually go a little long with this many people. We will take a break midway through. And stay tuned during the break because I have a little special something for our viewers and audience. Great. So to recap episode 7, the Regional Athletic Division champion, the RAD Champion Dr. Moreau, made another appearance, making some kind of overtures to a scorpion to join his menagerie. We then saw the return of Brainberg from his journeys out in the desert and possible franchise advertising deal. But his return back to the ring, which led into a triple threat match between him, a scorpion, and Professor Atomo, the wrestling professor himself. Unfortunately, a scorpion did injure Brainberg at the end of that match through a too tightly applied finishing hold. So we'll see how that plays out this episode. We also had a hardcore tournament match where Scythe got very serious and overcame the crowd favorite high flyer Sarah Aurora to secure his championship slot. And then a ladder match where Bolt Bradshaw won over the Golden Boy Joey Crack to secure his slot, making them the 2 finalists for the Journeyman's Cup. At the end of that match, the Graveyard invaded, beat everyone down, and Brainberg was revealed to have joined the Graveyard, and he is now officially back in the fold with the forces of the underworld. So the tournament standings are: next episode, Scythe versus Bolt Bradshaw for the Journeyman's Cup. And that's the recap. We are going to go ahead and introduce our characters because I'm done with the boring stuff, and we're going to get started. So we're starting in my screen order with Jason.
Hello there. I'm Jason Cox. I am playing the headmaster of heavyweights, the maestro of musculature, the atomic academic, Professor Atomo. Professor Atomo is a veteran playbook character. He is a face, a world of heels. He's a little bit of a blowhard, but he stands up for what he believes is right by God, and most of the time that's wrestling science. And there we go.
Great. Joseph with Brainberg.
Soon to be not Brainberg, but so my character is just one of the faceless, nameless jobbers that exist essentially to lose to someone better. But my character is in a bit of a transformation right now, mixing it up, getting back in good with his former tag team partner, who has made it big, and he's going to try to ride his coattails again.
All right, and we have our special guest star who's representing the absent Joey Crack in a certain capacity. So, Justin, what do you have for us?
Hello, my name is Justin. I am tonight playing Freebase, a crackhead / Joey Crack fanboy, here to make sure. What are you looking at, nerd?
That's right. He's going to bring it to the nerds. Make sure that they don't get too many ideas in the absence of 100% pure crack. Cool. Next we have Scythe coming back to the graveyard.
Hey everybody. My name is Matt. I play Scythe, who, if you have just started watching this, I started out as Razor. Razor had a bit of a hot streak last episode that even I was a little surprised about, and he kind of doesn't know what to do with it. The graveyard's kind of getting a lot of heat. He's a championship contender. He's a member of the hottest new tag team that hasn't wrestled at all, but we're not going to talk about that. So yeah. I think Scythe is going places, finally.
Sure seems likely. Though perhaps because or despite of the efforts of a Scorpion.
I'm going to assume that was a cue to me.
Yes, sorry. Go ahead. Peter, tell us about your guy.
I am Peter B. from Las Vegas, and I am playing Scorpion, a luchador-inspired technician. I am the master of just enough holds to put the pain on you, and I will put the pain on you, because hurting you works.
Seems to have worked so far. And that brings us finally to another returning fan favorite, Strash with the Reaper.
Hi folks, I'm Strash. I'm going to be playing the Reaper. The Reaper is a massive, massive monster who has a sort of like a stable of characters around him. He leads a faction called the Graveyard. He is known by a few titles like the Walker Between Worlds, the Titan of Tartarus, the Sultan of Shadowlands. So yeah, hopefully we'll bring some supernatural goodness to the ring again tonight.
Fantastic. All right, so we're going to do our top of episode business. So first of all, I believe Strash has the top spot, right? Reaper maintains that his four audience. So you can go ahead and make the over move. Which you nailed.
Yeah, I totally did. So the over move, hang on, I have it right here. On a 10 plus, pick 2 from the 7 to 9 list. Oh, sweet. I can call out anyone on the roster to explain themselves and gain +1 heat with them, or I can gain +1 momentum. Let me take a look here real quick.
And you can also
so I have
any
2
match you want if there's a particular match you want to book for yourself.
No, I already know that you have me booked in a match, and I think I'm totally happy with that. I don't have any beefs to pick today. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since I already have 2 heat with them, and I'm trying to get people into like a good place, I am trying to build up some heat with Professor Atomo. Bring that up, and I'm going to take one momentum just to keep in my stable here for later.
All right, cool. So you are going to call out Atomo, which is great. We will get to that in the beginning work of the show. Cool. And because I can't see everyone's thing in the menu, can people quickly, with a show of fingers, show me how much audience you have? The 4, 3, 1, 1, 3. And the guest star actually does not count for this. 8. All right. We do not hit the threshold for gaining new audience,
I'm
unfortunately.
sorry, guys. I brought us down. It's all my fault.
It's
We have
fine.
a couple low audience.
My secret goal is to see if I can get Brainberg slightly higher.
That's a good goal. That's a good goal. All right. So that's the other thing to do before we get started.
I should get
I
an
desperately crave audience.
For the record, if I can finagle the Prof to go to audience 4, and then I go down, then I might be able to regain audience 4, in which case I will become an icon, and then I can give audience to people.
That is true. We'll see how things go. All right, cool. So we are coming to you live tonight from the Indiana Farmers Coliseum in Indianapolis, Indiana. We have our pre-show credit roll. They've included and it includes near the end a recap of the graveyard invasion and beatdown at the end of that ladder match from last episode. And then it goes directly into a pre-recorded message from Joey Crack. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to attempt to replicate Joe's delivery and ability to talk. So I'll just kind of describe, and you can all fill in with the power of your imagination. We have Joey Crack. He's lounging in like a deck chair or something, but he has a couple athletic bandages and around some of his joints, and his feet are up, and he wants the Worldwide Wrestling Universe to know that he's done his he's done what he set out to do. He showed that he's the toughest wrestler in the business, but he's earned a little vacation. He's earned a little bit of a break, and he just wants everyone to know that he'll be back. No one has to worry. All the crackheads can rest assured that he will be back, but he's just going to take a little break, get out of the hustle and bustle, and pay attention to who really matters, and that's Joey Crack. At the end of this pre-recorded promo, the live camera is going to go to the front and center of the crowd, where we have our number one crackhead. We're going to go to that for like a response shot from.
So there's a group of crackheads. They all have the crackhead shirts on, and one of them's out in front and center. He's got a big underbite and like heavy bags under his eyes, and he's got a sign that says "Nerds" and like the Ghostbusters cross through it, and they're just giving the thumbs up sign, and the one. And when they hear Joey Crack's not going to be there, they get this dejected look on their face, and they're like, and they start whispering to each other. That's it.
Yeah, the crackheads are not happy to hear about that, but at least there's someone there to keep the faith. Is that really the word? I don't know. To keep
Crack alive.
To keep Crack alive, in case you could forget.
To keep the crack pipe burning.
Yeah. Yes. Cool. So we have the crowd. The angry crowd. Not happy that they won't see Joey Crack. Though people are waving. There's people doing the bone signs in the background as the camera pans over the crowd. There are one or two people still with the little scorpion tail thing, and of course a couple of nerds flying their nerd banner high, as wrestling science will, they're sure, persevere. Cool. So we're gonna start the show backstage with an on-camera thing, and then we'll get to an off-camera thing that Peter wanted to do. But first, we're backstage. We're in Atomo's nerd set that he has, those starting to be a little more degraded and have a little less detail to it at this point, I think, as focus has shifted away from the nerds. And the door opens, and C. Colton Craig, general manager, comes in, and he has a scorpion. He has like his hand, not like clutching you, but like he has his hand like guiding you in, like he's kind of like bringing you in here, maybe, you know, not necessarily against your will, but like he wants you here. That's why you're here. So he brings you in and kind of positions you over so the two of you are kind of standing next to each other. He goes, Professor, I'm starting to get worried about the graveyard. They're really starting to get out of hand. I mean, we all saw that attack on you and on Bolt and on Joey Crack at the end of our last show. And you know, I was looking at the roster, and a Scorpion here, while clearly, you know, I know that you've already rejected him as your true heir to wrestling science, but he hasn't fallen under the graveyard's spell yet. And I think the two of you need to work together to get some control around here. I mean, I'm all for giving the people what they want, giving them the most exciting matches, the most exciting professional wrestling matches in the world, mug to camera. But if the graveyard overruns the entire show, it's just not good for business. What do you say? Can you two work together?
Wrestling science makes it possible for me to work with just about anyone. But what it doesn't do is make it so I can trust them. I've seen a Scorpion in action. He's got impressive skills, but he's got no control. He has no focus. So, when I confront the graveyard tonight, I'll be happy to do it by his side. But Craig, any fallout from this, don't say I didn't warn you.
Scorpion, what do you say? Can you listen to Professor Atomo just this once?
I do not need your trust, Atomo. I only need your skills. The graveyard are too numerous, and Craig is right. Someone that needs to stand up against them. And while I do my best to remove that threat, even I can see when help is needed, and the predator will join another.
Nice. Cool. So he'll he kind of claps you both on the shoulder, and that's pretty much that segment, unless either of you wanted to throw anything else in there.
I'm pretty happy with that segment. I have other promo work to do later, but I don't really want to do it right now.
Okay. Cool. So that's pretty much a promo from each of you. You can go ahead and roll for those. Well, look at that.
I rolled like poop. Nobody likes me working with Scorpion.
Like, no, don't do it.
Well, even I have a +1 look, so that puts that actually at a 4. Even if I blew all my momentum, I would still actually only end up at a 4. So,
All right. But Scorpion, you actually managed to pull that one out, it looks like.
Yes, I somehow got an 8 on that one.
All right. Cool.
I don't have my up. What does an 8 give me to do?
So you can make me book you in a match. Though you're already obviously in a tag match. You can add a stipulation to this upcoming match. You can gain a momentum, or you could gain a heat. I think in this context, either with Atomo or with one of the graveyard members.
Looking at my sheet right here, I think I need it mostly with Atomo. And honestly, this was more me digging on him and pumping him up than it was me raging on the graveyard today. Yeah,
you were more sowing the seeds of non-cooperation. I wonder where that will go.
The scorpion. I hunt alone.
All right, cool. So you're going to take a heat with him?
Yep, I will heat up with Atomo.
Okay. Interesting. So, great. So the camera turns off. That was that segment. And it's going, the live feed is going off to a lower card kind of warm-up match out front. And yeah, so Peter, you're here with Craig, and Tina is like present. She was off camera because she's monitoring all the important stuff. So she's there also. Is this where you want to talk to them, or did you want to be in more of like a private situation?
Sorry, family distracted me. Say that again.
So the camera goes off, the live feed goes elsewhere, and so you're here backstage with Craig, and then Tina's also there because she was just off camera, keeping an eye on it. So did you want to talk to them here, and like Atomo's here, and there's probably some other people, or did you want to talk to them privately?
It can't hurt to do it right now. Tina and Craig are probably the ones who want to chew me out right now anyway, so
just
go and do it.
Okay. So let's see, but let's see. Atomo also botched. Excellent. So the camera turns off. I think Tina comes over from the the off-camera little production wing, and comes up actually to Atomo, and is just like, could you phone that in anymore? Like, come on, we're trying to salvage something out of this guy right now, okay? Like,
hey, Tina, leave him alone, okay? Seriously.
Look, you have me in like
up, not him.
You have me in like 6 different plot lines right now. You haven't let me win one match in like a month. I mean, I can't get beat down week after week and then keep things going high.
It's like, look, the nerds thing is played out, all right? We're going to turn that into a new thing after the cup's over and you can move on, all right? We discussed that. You said that you were okay with that at the time, and you know what? I'm not saying that you need to carry this guy on your shoulders. I'm saying you could at least give me just like something, just give me a little bit, like the crowd's dead out there.
All right.
They're only dead because you aren't pushing this right. I mean, come on. You brought me in here to be the vigilante type, to be the one who comes in and scares your bad guys. And here I am hurting people. Yeah, not on purpose. But instead of putting it into the story, you're sitting here and making it look bad, like I'm doing it on accident. Make it look like I'm doing it on purpose. Make it be I'm hurting them.
Look,
Make me scarier than them.
Look, I can't make anything look like anything. That's your job. That's your entire job.
And I'm making it look like I hurt them on purpose. Rainberg was on the ground and had to get dragged out. Yet, somehow, he showed up later that night. Yeah, I understand that was great and it was good for the story, but that could have happened tonight and would have been just as good. But no, you push it ahead after I hurt him, after I made it look like, oh, I don't care who it is as long as I get to the graveyard. And
Okay, look, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, you want to be this like vigilante character, fine. And we're working up to that. But you know how these things are. Like we have to go with what's selling tickets. We have to see what merch is selling, and the Scorpion thing is just not moving the needle. Okay, at least as I think. So we talked about this a little bit. What we're gonna do is
the graveyard story is selling, and you need someone to stand up to them. You got Atomo and Moreau. That's why
we have.
Now you're trying to throw me into Moreau. That's not working. Give me Graveyard. Give Atomo Moreau. That works. You got the history there. You got the fresh faces who are young and vibrant over Graveyard and me. Do it. Come on, Tina. You got to see this is working. Me being as scary as the Graveyard works. You stick me with Moreau, it's old sauce and new face. You stick Atomo in the graveyard, it's old sauce and new face. Put the new faces and the old sauce.
Wait, did you just call me old sauce?
Like, honestly, everyone calm down.
You still got that style, though. Come on.
Enough.
Me and Reaper are the new wave right now. I'm telling you.
Look, we're going to see how this tag match goes. This is the proving ground, okay? You and Atomo versus the graveyard. We have Moreau coming in, he's getting you, he's bringing you in. If you work with him,
which I still do not like.
We'll get it done.
We'll get it
done because we're professionals. Scorpion, look, they have this whole other tag team. It's another avenue for you to build some stuff. I'm sure we can get things going against. Where are they? They changed their names again, right? I don't even remember. Stiletto, Robe, something.
Cloak and Dagger.
We can build heat against that.
So...
it's not right for them. It's too old school.
I'm going to interrupt.
All right. Yeah, Brainbird, come in.
So, Brainbird's in a completely different costume, which I'll explain later. But basically... he just silently walks up while a Scorpion is talking and just decks him in the back of the head. Like, right while he's mouthing off the team.
Come on, man. I already apologized. I said I'd pay for the freaking surgery. Man.
And
right,
just
so
to
I think
emphasize...
so you do that, right? And, like, other guys, like, come out, like Craig's, like, pushing you back, and people are coming in and, like, doing this, like, pull apart thing. I think we're going to go ahead and cut that scene there with this, like, pull apart backstage couple. Yeah, perfect. That was actually great.
But I think it might be confusing to the actual audience who the hell that was, because I have like a hooded cloak thing on and everything.
Well, this was off camera, so the audience.
Okay.
The imaginary viewing audience didn't see any of this. This is all.
Okay, cool.
This is all legit.
The blinking red light was off.
Right.
That's fine. It was a for real punch anyway.
Oh yeah. No, there's some pulling apart. There's some talking down. There's some
There's some bad blood from actually hurting you. Yeah, this makes sense for me. And
this should go really well.
Of it.
All right, so that's all happening. The blinking red light, as we say, is coming back on. However, in the next, there's like, Reaper, you're in a little like stage for your own thing, and you can kind of decide how you want to be being presented if you're just like in darkness or whatever. But there was just like a little partition wall between you and Atomo's set, so you hear this sudden, like you hear the arguing, you hear this banging, and then the wall kind of shakes, and then the production person like gives you like a little countdown, and your camera comes on for this little promo vignette thing, which again is we didn't see you last episode. You're coming back again. The graveyard has grown all this, is getting more and more intense, and so you're addressing the audience about your plans, or you're happy that Scythe, or how you feel about Scythe being in the final, or whatever, wherever you want to take that. Does that give you enough?
Perfect. So I think yeah, a Reaper there's like a black backdrop for now. There's nothing more than just him. Like it starts out and there's like the quiet, and then like the chant builds up. Like they sort of like overlay the sound of like the Reaper, Reaper, and he turns around in the classic pose, and then as the camera pulls in real close, he sort of leans in, and part of the reason we're doing this is in case there's any more noise off camera and gets a bit stifled, and make sure that he's speaking into the mic. But there's this moment where he looks up and he says, "When the Journeyman's Cup started, I told you all that I was not going for the title. I was here to make a point. But the force of the underworld will not be kept down. There is a chance that those that walk in my footsteps and draw strength from the shadows will indeed take the Journeyman's Cup home. However, it seems like some old bones need cracking. There are some foul words being sent my way by some upstarts, and it seems like I myself might have to step into the ring tonight to make things right." That's it.
Awesome. So you stepping into the ring tonight, and the camera pulls back a little bit, and we see a hooded figure next to you, and then he comes up, and he's shorter than you, so he's kind of looking up and pulls back his hood, and it's the scaly skin domino mask figure of Dr. Moreau, and looks up at you and says, "Just when you think you're on the verge of victory, that's when you are most vulnerable. You want to have a match tonight? You can have a match."
It's going to happen. You think that you make nightmares, but I am your nightmare.
Like, he lets you have your moment. He's just like, "I dream only of the kill." And then they smash
Loving it,
cut
loving
out of
it.
that. Cool. Roll for your promo for sure. Bam! Well, that is awesome for you. Cool. So you gain a momentum and pick one from the list.
Yep. Let me flip to it real quick.
So you could add a stipulation to this if you wanted.
You know what? I think I'm
just
gonna
gonna
have my signature match with this guy.
Oh yeah. Do you have this?
Yeah, it's a graveyard match. It's like what do they call it? Like a lumberjack match where
Yeah,
there's
but
everyone's
the
standing
bones.
around and they're holding like big gravestones and they keep shoving people back in if they try and like go out of the ring.
Do you have that as the move for that? Or is that, I don't remember.
I have it written down here, but I can't tell if I bought it specially or not yet. But I think
Because I know we had a graveyard match before. The only reason it matters is you can just do it if you have the move, and you can spend your pick on something else, or you can spend your pick on making it a graveyard match.
you know what? It was I gained
Just the
momentum
not
and I
of
picked
this
one.
world.
So I think nah, it's fine. We'll just add the stipulation to the match. I don't know it off the top of my head, so
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. So yeah, it's going to be the graveyard match against Dr. Moreau. Excellent. Awesome. So while that was happening, they cut. The live feed goes to a commercial. There's some local commercials going on the live feed, and we'll just do one more quick piece of business with a Scorpion, which is that the so we have you have like you're holding an ice pack on your head or something, right? And you're talking to Moreau and Craig, because Tina like can't deal with you anymore, and she like stormed off. And basically, they're saying here, so the deal with this match is that Moreau's going to come out, and you're gonna choose to go with him, and that's going to lead into the finish of the match, and they want to make sure that everyone is crystal clear on that's what we're doing, and we'll see how that plays, and then if that doesn't seem to work, we'll go ahead and just pick something else up after the pay-per-view. But if it works, they want to go with it. So that's the not really the hammer, but that's the deal that they're working out with you. Do you have anything to throw in there? And Moreau backstage is like the coolest guy. He's just like, yeah, he's like, we'll make it work. Everything is, sometimes you just got to try some things. I know you're upset about how they're treating you right now, but these things take time. You can't just walk in, and not everyone can be Joey Crack. You can't just walk in and get pushed to the moon. So, sorry, did I drop out? Do I need to recap? Peter, I cannot hear you.
Sorry, I turned my mic off on this end
there.
also. I got distracted by family coming in and talking about important stuff, so I missed most of that discussion.
Sorry, it was the upshot was that the plan is for Moreau to come out during this match and like summon you to him basically, and you're breaking up your team and going to him and leaving Atomo to whatever happens. And then if that works,
I just told Tina not to do is getting done.
Right, exactly. But yeah, and they're like, but they're what they're saying is like, if it works, we're gonna run with it, and you'll get that push. If it doesn't work, we'll abandon it and we'll do something else after the pay-per-view. But this is what we're doing tonight. So that's like that's the carrot. They're like, look, if it doesn't work, we'll go with a different idea. That's all. Just wanted to.
Don't worry, Tina. I'll make it work.
Great. Cool. So that was another little off-camera segment. Cool. Let's get to some wrestling. Unless anyone else has a thing that they wanna get in there before we go to the ring.
So the crackheads were fully booing all over that first match. They were crapping on it on both sides, trying to take over the audience. It wasn't happening, but the seats were still.
So you were the Punk fans. Gotcha.
Yes.
So you're the asshole.
We are the heel Golden Boy fans. Yes.
Oh, you guys are the worst.
We suck.
Yeah. So you're booing the like cruiserweight match. That's actually like pretty awesome.
More flippy shit.
More flippy shit. Yeah. So there's a bunch of flippy shit. You're booing it. How do the crackheads? Do they care about Reaper?
Oh yeah, they love Reaper. Reaper's a cool heel. Well, we like Reaper.
Awesome.
But, I mean, we play along.
Cool. So yeah, so that happened. You boo the shit out of the match, and then we have the Reaper promo. That's on the Titantron, and then that leads into and then the live feed goes to commercial, and then we come back to the smoke and darkness and creepiness of the graveyard entrance. What's the Cloak and Jagger entrance look like, you guys?
All right. So I'll give this a start, and then Matthew, you just jump in whenever.
Sure.
Okay. So at the start, you just hear like a sort of rustling of cloth, and then you hear like a really low thudding heartbeat, and then a second heartbeat gets added to it, and you hear shing, 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 like knife sounds. And then there's like a thunder crack with like a lightning strike, and out walks Cloak and Dagger.
We really pushed their effects package with this thing.
Oh yeah.
We had to make them. We got wave files. It's insane.
Well, the graveyard merch is selling, so the foam tombstones are actually doing really well.
Like, look, you get sound effects now, and we're like.
So.
The crackheads are saying, "This is awesome."
So, all right. So I have a couple of little links to make it easier to explain. So.
Oh, good visual aids.
So.
This links to
wearing
Bromart.
a pair
I'm so
of,
excited.
like, a pair of leather pants that's attached to like a half shirt and boots, like all one piece, like that. And
Red.
has a short sleeve, dark, like really deep hood on, and it's like open in the front. So like the top of his chest is all showing, and his arms and everything. And he's actually surprisingly jacked for a dude that just constantly loses. And then when they finally get into the ring, he pulls back the hood to reveal those eyes, where everything, including the sclera, is completely blacked out.
Cool. So for those following along at home, there's those black, like full eye black contact effect thing.
Oh
Super
yeah.
creepy. Cool.
So he's gone full graveyard. Even though you never go full graveyard, he went full graveyard.
He's actually underground, is how full graveyard is.
Right. Exactly. He's actually literally dead. So I don't know if Dagger's costume has changed up a little bit or anything, but you can go ahead and describe what.
I imagine
sort of,
it's still pretty much the same
entrance
stuff.
thing is.
He's had a pretty consistent he's had a pretty consistent costume.
That chair of yours,
with like 5 names.
yeah, that chair of yours is sure pretty banged up though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably switch it out when it becomes a nuisance to keep it around. Like when I actually use it, I'm probably like, all right, that's it. Yeah, I probably have some basic skull face paint. Just because we're playing up the graveyard angle of it a little bit more than we were last week. But.
Can I make a tiny suggestion?
As the boss, yeah.
Okay, you can
Yeah,
totally have
definitely.
like the skull, but instead of having like the teeth coming down, you can have little daggers coming down.
Sure.
Oh, snap! That's pretty rad.
This is why he's a stretch goal, people.
Right?
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Tross is the best stretch goal.
The only reason Tross is here is because we raised more money than we expected for our Kickstarter. So Tross decided to come back for another game.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, cool. So,
Just as an aside, as Peter reminds us, the chair is still +5 audience.
oh yeah, like
Yeah,
this
the chair's been over since day one.
Yeah,
The
this
chair is
you
more
raise the
over
chair
than
and there's
literally
like
the most over
a
person.
huge pop
Yeah.
for the chair. Cool. So, Atomo and a Scorpion, how do you come out? Do you come out together or separately? And if so, who comes out first?
Totally separately, and I would actually prefer if Atomo went first.
Okay.
Trust each other enough to come out together.
Fair enough. Atomo's entrance is slightly different because I want me cheap heat. So before the music starts playing, there's a little video playing, and you can see the sun setting in Indianapolis, and it's actually setting right behind the National Art Museum of Sport, which is in Indianapolis. And then there's footage of him looking at the various things in the wrestling, and there's a little bit of an overlay where he says, "It's not about the winning. It's about improvement of self through eloquent discourse in the squared circle." When you win, if you win, you bask in the glory of knowing you've achieved something amazing. A visceral symphony executed in a heroic combination of blood and sweat. Tonight will be glorious. And then the music starts with, I am not an atomic playboy, and he comes out to his 1980s music as always. And makes his way down, keeps his eye on the opponents, passes the pipe off.
Right. He still has one or two nerd entourage.
I'm still audience 3, baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Nerd.
take your cheap heat for your Indianapolis Riffic package. Cool. And then a Scorpion.
And that, folks, is why you have a tablet.
Well played. Well played.
That's my music as it comes out, standard, opening with the pan down on the Scorpion. I just walk out and just right to the ring. No playing today. I am pissed in character and out.
All right. Cool. Does anyone want to? There is a microphone available if anyone wants to say anything before this happens. It's up to you guys. Or we can get right to the action.
Yes. You were lucky last week. This time, I will finish the job properly, Brenberg.
Cloak just looks at a Scorpion with the most dead-faced stare. He like there's nobody home.
Somewhere
Right on.
backstage, Reaper's like, yeah, I taught him that one.
The kid's learning.
I taught him how to no-sell. I'm really good at that.
And
I think I'm going to let a Scorpion have that, actually, because I'm trying to push him a little bit to save his butt. So I don't want to take anything away from that.
so wait, they're both up and ready, right?
Yeah. So I think the
Cool. So without
Both of
waiting
that
for the
are-
bell, I'm just gonna like run up to him and headbutt him in the face.
Oh, this
Cool.
new Brainberg.
New aggressive Brainberg. All right. So that all
Ooh.
worked for me.
Going to Brainberg.
I am not going to work real stiff.
Right. That's probably for the
Like
best.
it's not just gonna be like a run up and like it's gonna be the standard like grab the guy in the front of the head. And
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that thing from the Scorpion, I think, there wasn't really a promo level thing. So we'll just roll into the match.
Okay.
So to kind of frame and remind everyone for the tag match, because we actually haven't had one of these on this.
Yeah.
We're gonna, it has the same deal where one of you has control, and I think we'll go ahead and start off with Cloakberg, as I'm seeing in the chat, with control. And you make the wrestling move and the other stuff, interrupt, etc. As normal. But there are two new moves for tag matches. There's the hot tag, which is when you go to tag your partner at a critical moment, or there's the tag turn, where you refuse to tag in when your partner comes to bring you in. And so those are on the sheet if you have that available to you, and I'll again call those out when they seem to be appropriate. Both of those are rolling on heat with your partner for making tags. So Yeah, that's the extra thing to keep in mind. Cool. Yeah. So we start with Cloakberg doing some headbutts on the technician, and so you two are the legal wrestlers, and Brandberg has control of the match.
All right. So the cloak runs up and just headbutts Escorpion. So I don't know how much he's actually gonna roll with it. That kind of depends on where I'm gonna take it.
Still a professional. Still gonna sell this properly.
All
Even
right.
if you totally brain him earlier.
So he grabs a scorpion right here by the collar, like drags him in and starts blows to the head. And it's all like it's meant to look like he's really knocking his head back, but he's just he's fully pulling his punches and being professional.
Yeah, so you're doing the clobbering him in the head, just
Yeah.
him down, and the ref's coming over and kind of checking and making sure you don't have him in a chokehold as you punch him in the face.
And then when he's got him a little bit of stunned, he grabs him in and gives him a belly-to-belly suplex.
All right, so yeah, I think Strash is our announcer for this, by the way.
A vicious opening from the graveyard. Look at them work him like that. Oh, he has not just changed his attitude, he has changed his entire style.
New aggressive style.
So I think with the suplex, I'm ready to roll with work.
Yeah,
That works for you?
That does.
All right. Let me just get the dice stream going. 2 of those. 7. All right, so I am going to, I believe it's take 1 momentum and pass.
Mhm.
Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So I'll take 1 momentum and pass to Escorpion.
You know what? This seems like something out of my playbook. Don't jack my playbook. I'm going to hold on to the suplex and get him into it and just pop him down for a quick 2 count, just a quick reversal after he puts me in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kick out at the last second.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's someone. Oh. And then we both roll up. We circle the ring, stalking each other, laying out our plans.
Cool. How are the guys on the outside? How are you responding?
Yeah. So far, I mean, we're pretty into Cloak. We were closet Brainberg fans before.
You're heel fans.
Dude,
Yeah.
Joey Crack was not a closet Brainberg fan.
We got,
Joey
right.
Crack full on a Brainberg fan.
We've got our current signs we're holding up say nerds are a threat to our way of life. Yeah, we're passively into the match. We're waiting for Atomo to get in there so we can really boo him. We're heckling him from the side. We're kind of on the face corner of the ring.
Yeah, Atomo, you have this this crew of crackheads who are jeering you while you're watching your tag partner, do his thing. How are you reacting in your corner?
Well, they get a cold and disdainful stare. He doesn't glare. He just looks at them like they're beneath his notice, and then ignores them, which may come back to haunt him later.
I pick up a pencil and I just snap it.
Here's what I think of your science!
And then throw it at him.
But because I stated early on, I'm trying to actually back a Scorpion. For the most part, what I'm doing is trying to build up the audience, slap the turnbuckle and cheer on and that kind of thing, and looking for an opportunity to do a big man, small man tag move with them at some point. Like, we're both very technical wrestlers, so we should be able to do something fairly
and also
showy.
both not really small. but you're definitely bigger.
Big man and slightly smaller man.
Big man, slightly smaller man.
Camera
Yeah.
pans back to the
Big man
match.
is smaller by
Camera
comparison.
pans back from the match back to Atomo. Camera pans back to the crackheads, and you see one of them snapping a protractor in half.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Camera pans back.
Cool. So yeah, so Peter, you still have control, obviously.
Right.
So like just to lay it out, if you wanted to tag, you would make the hot tag. Jason, if you wanted to tag, you'd have to interrupt, and then you'd take control, and then you'd make the hot tag move. So it can work.
Yeah.
In those ways.
He doesn't appear to be about to hurt someone yet, so
Right.
let him go.
Yeah, and he's not really in peril. So yeah, you guys are just circling around.
I
Cool.
see how much love I have. I get it.
Someone's.
All right, so yeah, we're circling. We're just feeling each other out right now. I think Brainbird wasn't kind of expecting the reversal right there, so I'm feeling that we got that going there. We're building up a little bit of going around, occasionally lifting your hands up, doing the finger waggle, trying to grab each other up, and eventually we get into that, and we get in, and Brainbird lays in a good cheap shot in the chest. And then a scorpion.
Cloak, motherfucker.
Then a scorpion does an arm drag, holds on to it, and he's got him. He gets it, and he puts the arm lock on, like full on, legs across the chest, arm pulled down, squeezing, pulling back, classic MMA style.
All right.
That's gonna be work, right? So
Sure,
I think that's
sounds
the
like
big
work.
transition point right here.
Yeah.
A 10.
There you go. That's your business. That's how it works.
A 10 does for me because again I don't have my.
You retain control, and you can either gain 2 momentum or gain a heat with cloak.
I'm being the Oprah Winfrey of heat tonight. I'm getting the heat.
You get a heat, and you get a heat.
Heat for everyone, if you will. Cool. So so you have him in this sick armbar, just right in the middle of the mat. You still have control, obviously. Again, if someone wanted to interrupt and then tag themselves in, or interrupt and take control, they
If they don't,
that.
I have the classic easy way of doing this, and it's just a classic tag match maneuver. I got him in the middle ring. This calls for not Reaper anymore, or not Scythe anymore, but Dagger now.
Oh yeah, he gets his name.
Man, seriously.
Well, so is that the team name, or did you guys?
I didn't bring this up before the show. I figured the team name is just Cloak and Dagger. It's just
Oh
sort
no,
of
I'm
play.
actually called the Cloak.
That's fine, but because you were a jobber.
Yeah, you can.
You were like James Brainberg.
Right. So you're still
Management wouldn't approve another name change. They're like, you could have
Well, we
been
already
team
printed
name.
up so many shirts.
Yeah, they're like, look, you did really well last week. We got a big order come in. You can't be someone else again. That's not how it works.
Right, so this calls for him to come in and do the classic
rebranding your
hammer
merch.
blow to get the ref to call the break up. And after a quick, grab by the hair and throw Scythe out of the ring, turn back to get to the Cloak. Cloak getting up because he had the moment while Scorpion was throwing out his actual almost rival kind of thing.
So as Cloak gets up, like you can see that. Sorry, I'm not trying to take over your thing, but you can see that he's still completely emotionless and just like deadpanning, and he's just very mechanical, like he's an animated doll.
You mean like he's being possessed by the Reaper?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and gonna go the whole stare at the deadpan for a moment. Then the classic exchange of fists. And then I think a good point to work the next bit here is actually a little bit of a power move. I think we need to, after a few moments of exchanging fists, I grab onto you, I Irish whip you into the ropes, and as you come back, spine buster.
All right.
Yeah. Love the spine
Because
buster.
power is totally also my forte, right?
We'll find out.
Really?
Anything is your forte if you roll a 10.
Yes!
Oh, jeez.
Fuck, man.
11.
Called it.
You guys with your good rolls tonight. It's like
No.
Scorpion is
Everyone but
fired
Atomo.
up tonight.
Scorpion, where's your botches, brah?
Yeah,
I only botched the finish.
Oh, that's good.
yeah. I think on commentary it's like the Scorpion is really seems to have dug deep to find his savage side tonight. That we don't see a power move like a spine buster from him very often, but Cloak, even with his strangely dispossessed demeanor, seems to be shaken by that one.
You know what, JJ? I think it is this new matchup with Atomo. Clearly, he is taking some tips from, the dean of wrestling science.
Tomo is well known for instructing those who are less skilled than him in the wrestling science arts.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ooh, did you see that?
Nice. Cool. So what are you taking from your role for that one, Peter?
Oh, I'm heat.
More heat? Yeah.
Yeah, that puts me at 4. I'm gonna get all the audience from this match, apparently.
Oh, you're at 4 now? Nice. Yeah, so
Right.
I think how
I
does
got him and Scythe,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna build with Atomo next. It's all
So, yeah,
Atomo now.
So that spine buster hits, and it's it's a big pop, right? There's a big audience like whoa, and maybe
Matter of
some.
fact, I really think that building the heat with Atomo is appropriate time right now. I think I'm gonna leave Brainberg or Cloak or whatever the hell he's called again now, Cloak. Cloakberg, that's right, Cloakberg, in the middle of the ring. Walk over jauntily and just hand out to Atomo.
Right on. Roll for your tag. I guess technically this is not really a hot tag, but it's the same mechanic. So
Oakberg.
roll plus heat with Atomo.
Plus heat? Okay, so
I
10.
literally hate you all.
Because I have 2 heat with Atomo.
Nice. The tag is made, and you get a double team opportunity on Cloakberg.
Sweet.
Cool.
Everyone on your team gains 1 momentum,
Hooray!
and Atomo takes control of the match.
Cool. For the double team, Atomo, I want to do a springboard backflip. Like after you, as you're climbing in, I'm just gonna jump over you on the second rope, bounce off, and right onto.
Does he assist you? Does he do the throwing you over him kind of assisted
Well,
thing?
I was gonna hold get the first step down and then, but yeah, holding on to me sounds even more amusing.
No, I think it makes more
also
sense to
boost
get
up
more
the whole
aerial.
Atomo is strong now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do that.
Yep. I think I kind of had in mind
springboard.
that you could actually just springboard off his chest and he'd push you off with it, but do it whichever way you want.
Springboard leapfrog off of you.
Yep.
Springboard onto your shoulders and then push off into a front flip onto Cloakberg. There we go. I like it.
There we go. Kablam!
Well,
And
these
then I get
two,
kicked out by the ref.
these two sure aren't seeing shaky at all to me. It looks like they've been they're like a well-oiled wrestling science machine.
Oh, I think we're seeing the birth of 2 really powerful new tag teams here. Though the question is, though, who will be the winner of this match today?
All right, so Cloak gets squashed in this from this assisted aerial maneuver, and then Scorpion rolls out, and it is Atomo's game. Crackheads, what's up? How do you react once Atomo gets in the ring?
So the crackheads try to get a chant going. Tom, no. Tom, no. Tom, no.
Oh no, you muted yourself.
He muted himself halfway through it.
Whoops. We've never done this before, guys. And they try to get the Atom no chant going. The new sign they're holding is if there were a nuclear war, there'd be nothing left but cockroaches and nerds.
All right, so they're jeering.
Side even picks it up like, Tom, no. I like this one.
Yeah.
Tom, no.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna roll work the audience, even though
Yeah, you can work the audience.
because I want to.
You're a character. You have stats. You can do stuff.
Woo! my audience starts like ridiculously high.
Your audience actually starts at 3.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 momentum. Racking it up.
Yeah. So
my-
I think so. You get the entire. So the
My
entire.
run in.
I mean,
My
there's-
finishing move.
well, so there's the people love it. There are a lot of Atomo fans, but they, instead of paying attention to the match, start booing you, and then you have like all the heel fans chanting "Tom no" because it's a fun chant, right? So you've suddenly gotten all of the entire audience to be chanting in response to you and the crackheads.
JJ, I think the crowd is turning ugly here. We've never actually seen them not support the professor.
Yeah, Wrestling Science usually has a lot of fans here in the Midwest.
Fan favorite.
I blame these crackheads who are here tonight. I mean, Joey Crack is on a well-deserved vacation. I don't even understand why they showed up. All right, so to Atomo.
Yeah, and currently we have a not moving terribly much dagger at the moment.
Cloak is still in the ring.
All right,
Been
so
beaten up
Cloak
pretty bad.
All right.
Side's doing the thing where he's like, come on. He's like leaning over there. Come on, you got it. Him a hand.
So what's going to happen is that Atomo's actually going to look at Scythe, and he's going to point to his neck, and he's like, I remember, because of the injury that you gave him. And then he's going to drag Cloakberg back a little bit and actually set him up for a really big Atomo drop. Just up and slam him down super hard. And like staring at Scythe the whole time.
Yeah, punitive Atomo drop. Nice. I think that's the big move. Roll.
Yeah. So Cloak just like ignores the dragging and is continuously trying to crawl back to Scythe. Just gets picked up and thrown like a rag doll.
Cloak a zombie? You have to tell us if you're a zombie.
No, I'm still going to make it because of... Are we calling it work or power?
That sounded like look. It's your.
Or the look because it's
Right.
one of your.
Look is good.
Yeah, because it's one of your big signature moves.
Yeah, so that's a 7 on that. And I'm not really ready to give up control, so I'm just going to go ahead and spend 3 momentum to put it all the way up to a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then from that, I'll take 2 momentum back.
Working the system.
Yep.
Like a professor of wrestling science.
Slam him down real hard.
Yeah. So yeah, another big slam moment, and even the people and it coincides with a Tom no chant, but because it's cool, like it goes like Tom oh.
Yeah.
As the crowd pops on your Atomo drop.
Yeah, we can't help but cheer cool wrestling.
Right.
Even if it comes from a dick bag.
And I think what I'd like to do, I picture this as a work the audience, but you can say no. What I'd like to do is to take Cloak and pick him up and go wrestling, and then throw him at Dagger. And go science.
I'm gonna duck. I'm just gonna totally duck.
Actually, I'm gonna
say
interrupt.
Heat.
That's where you're gonna run in.
Yeah, I'm gonna interrupt. I'll actually spend a momentum to interrupt.
Word.
And we start like pushing some of. There's a couple nerds that came with Atomo, right? Like not this whole contingent, but we start actually like getting physical with the nerds at ringside, and one of them pulls me over the guardrail, and that's when I get like kind of deer in the headlights, but also like I light up, and I hit the ring, and try to pull grab Cloak's foot, but I'm like just a skinny, strung out dude. Like I can't meet the might of the Atomo. And I will, yeah. So Atomo does something grievous to me.
All right, so So Atomo, so he lifts up Cloak, and like as you're lifting him, like the tussle starts. I think these things like kind of, unless you want to stop him from actually working the audience with that interrupt, but I think they kind of occur kind of at the same kind of simultaneously. So I think Atomo, go ahead and roll for your working the audience.
All right.
And then we'll see how that rolls.
That is
Actually, I'm just gonna. Oh, never mind. You already rolled.
Yeah. That's an 8 with +1 look is 9, and then naturally I'll spend 1 momentum to bring it up to a 10.
Well, it's plus audience for work the audience.
Oh yeah, so actually it's an 11 then.
Yeah, so you get your momentum
You
there.
get momentum.
And then so
Jesus Christ.
so that's on the like you're like basically pressing him over your head and you're trying to throw him in the corner, and then this crackhead fan suddenly runs up and is climbing up the ropes.
Joey.
You throw Cloak at the crack.
At you, yeah. The crackhead.
The crackhead ends up getting cloaked to the face.
Yeah.
Love it.
Because Scythe has jumped out of the way, like as soon as he saw him go up, he just jumped off the corner.
I'm gonna try to like smack him as he goes by to count for the tag.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's just like, good job, buddy.
So Atomo, you're still in. Well, actually no. Justin, the crackhead's in control because you interrupted.
Yeah.
So
does
that
kind
tag
of
happen?
So it sounds crazy. So I try to like catch him.
Well,
I know what I'm supposed to do.
Well, because there's nerds and other your crackheads like on the floor behind you, so you can catch them and you all fall into a pile of bodies.
Yeah, I try to I'm a smart. I try to catch them and make it look good, but I've never caught anybody before.
Okay,
I don't know how to do this.
So you're not like an indie wrestler who got recruited into this. You're actually like just a super fan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm just a crackhead fanboy that won a ticket.
Contest.
Yeah, I won a contest.
To
be part of a show that Joey Crack's not there for.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. So so you go to catch him, but it's an entire wrestler falling on you. But thankfully, the professionals involved already, had a bunch of people behind you, and so you all just go, flying into the big pile of bodies on the floor. But it's up to you. Does this tag count? Where does the ref see it? Where
oh, that's right. So I'm actually in narrative control of the match.
Yeah, you have narrative control of the match.
So
All right, random dude, how does it go down?
Yeah, right. So
you can turn it over if you want.
So Slice totally gets a tag, and security comes and grabs me and pulls me like up the ramp to backstage, and then so Scythe gets it. Can I do my surprise appearance look roll?
Yeah, I think is this your? I didn't know if you wanted to like escalate to another thing or if this is it.
No, that was enough.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you have your surprise appearance special guest move.
Yay! And I got lots of momentum, but I don't need it because my look is 2, 9, 1 momentum. So I totally nail it. The crowd hates me. The nerds love me, or the nerds. Yeah, the nerds love what happened. The crowd hates me.
Right. Yeah, everyone's cheering Atomo because he like took out this annoying jerk. Right?
Yeah.
But the crackheads are all pumped up because like you got on TV. And
everyone in the segment gets a momentum.
All right. So that's everyone except Reaper gains a momentum.
Oh, I'm not going to have trouble. But the announcer goes, JJ, have you seen that? I have not seen such chaos since, early in this season. This is a spectacular interruption. And who's that on the main stage?
Where is our security? Our security should be taking care of these crackheads from jumping over the railing. That's just unacceptable. Can't believe they're endangering Professor Atomo.
Oh, I think the Dean of Wrestling Science is in no true danger, except perhaps from the enemy tag team.
All right.
Yeah. So I would pass to Professor being my opponent.
Okay. You could pass to someone else if you wanted to.
No, Professor can have it back since
Cool.
I interrupted him.
All right, cool. So yeah, I think in all that the tag counted of Scythe when he flew by. Scythe tagged himself in. So now it's Scythe and Atomo in the ring. There's a whole bunch of bodies on the outside on the heel corner, and a Scorpion is in the face corner, unscathed.
All right. Matthew, remind me, does Dagger has relatively good work, right?
No.
Oh, boo. More work.
No. I had to
All
be
right.
like, which one was that? Oh yeah, the wrestling one. No.
Okay.
For a wrestler, I'm a very bad wrestler.
Yeah, I think what happens for a moment, because there's mass carnage, they actually go into a universal move for a little bit where they're just throwing fists at each other.
Just do stuff.
Yeah, and that's actually partially just to buy some time, the back and forth, while everyone recovers. But eventually what happens is that the Dagger goes in for a big thing, and Professor grabs him by the arm, flips him over, and gets him into an armbar. And I think at that point I'm actually going to tag Scorpion back in. And that's my plan.
Awesome.
Like I'm trying to hold down his arm while I tag Scorpion,
Right,
so that Scorpion
yeah.
can come in and do something.
So you go make the hot tag.
Yep.
Roll
Oh,
15.
JJ, it looks like we're back to real wrestling here. What do you think of that arm bar? Textbook, wouldn't you say?
Finally, Professor Atomo has taken control of this situation, as demonstrating his incredible wrestling ability.
Although, I have to
beautiful
say,
thing
I'm
to
a
watch.
bit disappointed about the fact that the Graveyard hasn't really had a chance to shine this match. We've totally been expecting them to make a better showing, but it seems like the match has been dominated by the team of Wrestling Science.
Perhaps you've been expecting that, but this is exactly what I expected. Wrestling Science will always prevail.
Even the
My
announcers.
God, yes, it will. Plus heat, that actually makes that a 12. So
Yeah.
we're going to get another momentum. And Scorpion's going to get a chance to smack down on Dagger. Since I'm holding him down in the armbar, I'm guessing it's something off the turnbuckle, but whatever you want to do, man.
Oh, this is so very much off the turnbuckle. This is, you got him
Mhm.
down, I climb up, I set up.
Interruption.
Yeah, so you climb up to the turnbuckle, and that's that's when Dr. Moreau comes out at the top of the ramp
Oh.
and stares down
He's
and
interrupting himself.
makes eye contact with the Scorpion. What do you do? So okay, this is going into the back half of this match. The booking here is that a Scorpion abandons Atomo, and that enables the Graveyard to start double teaming and pick up the win.
This actually does sound like the amazing point for the tag turn, even though I still totally haven't gotten my heat with Atomo yet. I really, really want my heat, but I'll live without it.
Oh yeah, if you want to go and do the tag turn, we'll kind of ignore the result of the hot tag because it supersedes it essentially.
Well, actually,
since you already rolled.
hold up. This actually does sound like a good moment to look like I'm blowing off Moreau before I actually pull the tag turn.
Sure. Yeah. You
just
like,
finish with the hot
your
tag.
independence a little bit.
Yeah, we'll finish with the hot tag first.
Okay. So yeah, so he comes out and he's looking at you, and then you go ahead and do your little double team and.
Right. Armbar, you said, Tomo? Okay.
That is correct. I am down on the ground holding his arm there and twisting him in uncomfortable ways.
Double foot stomp. Right in the middle of that wide open chest. Because screw you, Cloakberg. Sorry. Oh, this is Dagger now, right?
It is.
Okay.
But Cloak is interrupting you, though.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't.
I'll get the double foot stomp, and then we'll roll through into
whatever.
Cloakberg's interruption.
Yeah.
That work for you guys?
Sounds good.
All right. So yeah,
Yep.
I roll up and right into the cloak.
Cool.
Right.
So you spend your momentum and get in there.
Right, so he comes down and does the double stomp. Cloakberg, fuck you guys, you got me saying it. The cloak dashes across the ring, shoulders Atomo off the side of the apron, and then grabs the side of his cloak, throws it over the top of a scorpion's head, and starts punching him in the top of the head.
Oh man. That's so the the ref is checking on Scythe because after he took that double stomp, he's rolling around, and so the ref's down and doesn't see the cloak going over Scorpion's head. So yeah, you're beating on him. Is this leading up into something, or is this your bit here? The cloak.
So yeah, we're gonna call that the cover of darkness. His new signature move.
Nice.
So yeah, he's going to Irish whip him into the corner, and then he's going to run at him and drop kick him in the chest.
Is the ref still distracted?
Yeah, I think
the
ref is distracted while the cloak's on his head, right? And I think once he whips him, the cloak comes off and falls off onto the canvas.
Can I just smash him with the chair while he's in the corner?
Yeah, sure, yeah, because
just real quick, as he hits it, he runs into it.
Yeah, because the ref goes to clear the cloak out of the way, so then he's not looking at you, and you go ahead and get in there with the chair for sure.
Chair.
How much? Smack him with him, just woo!
By the way.
What's that?
How much heat do I have with the chair at this point?
Everyone has +7 heat with the chair.
It's true.
It's true. You just never roll on it.
The chair has infinite heat with everyone.
Yeah, the chair is the most over wrestler in the company.
Cool. So I think I'd like to pause at the drop kick to the chest and roll for my work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And JJ, this is why you should never bet on the outcome of wrestling matches with me. Look at them coming up from behind. What a stellar move by Cloak. Oh, look at him go.
All right, so we've got a 9. Damn it.
Cool.
So
What's your stat?
my stat. Oh, that's true. That's 11.
Right?
So actually, I get 2 momentum.
Yeah, you get a 10 plus on that.
I'm gonna go with the 2 momentum and retain control. All right, so
so real quick, the chair shot in the corner, are you doing something like using the heel move or something on that side?
No, it's just a cheap shot.
Just a little cheap shot?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
I was a total dig earlier, so I'm like, I got you, buddy.
climb up onto the first rope and grab him by the back of the head and and knock him down until he's in a sitting position in the corner, and then I'm going to tag Dagger in so he can go for the cheap chair shot.
Yeah, go for the hot tag on Dagger.
Two.
I was literally just thinking about hot tagging you to get the win, just to be an ass.
Boom.
Just a brutal sight,
6
JJ.
plus 2 heat, so that's 8. So what does 8 get
Oh,
me
man,
for a hot
17.
Side takes the momentum and takes control. But he
Awesome.
takes the
So
momentum from you, but you have 0.
Oh, you take 1 from me. Okay, yeah. So you take 1,
Right.
and I lose 1. I have 1 instead of 0.
Well,
No, it's the
So you
other
gain a
way.
momentum from me, and you have.
No, I would have to take 1 from you, Joseph, but you have 0, so I can't.
You don't have any to give
can't
him.
take 0.
No, I just got 2.
Guys, this is what's gonna happen. The announcers are gonna go wild, and I'm gonna put them over. You're gonna get both. You're gonna get a momentum. I'm gonna be standing up
so
like,
now I have 3.
Look at him go! It's the first time we're gonna see a finisher of this new tag team.
Yeah, it's the first.
Sounds good.
First tag from this tag team.
And that's why Strash is the man.
Yeah.
The first legit tag. Oh my God! Everything explodes. Everything's amazing.
It's true.
So Scythe tags in. You get a double team on a Scorpion. So you're just coming in with the chair. It sounds like probably.
I am actually going to grab him by the wrists and hold his arms behind the turnbuckle.
Oh yeah, so I'm just gonna get one good shot.
Interrupt.
Right in the face.
Right in this general area.
I was gonna do the interrupt too. So.
Oh, Atomo's interrupting.
Well, Peter said it first, actually.
Yeah, I heard Peter say it.
There should be like an interrupt, like.
No. This chair is the absolute bane of everyone who hates the graveyard, and it is going to make the graveyard pay.
You doing that thing where like I go to swing my chair and you pull it out of my hands?
Well, no, the cloak has my arms, but it doesn't have my head. So I'm gonna backwards headbutt him, get him to let go of my hands, reach up, and just start to pull him over the turnbuckle so that his head's in the way of the chair as it comes down.
Oh, so the chair hits Cloak?
Yep.
Harsh.
Hey.
Nope. No, you're not doing this to me. No.
No, not happening.
You know, Matthew, you did just gain a momentum from that hot tag.
Yeah, I did think about that.
Could totally like smash my head and then still smash his head.
You know what? And that was the move I was going to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm fully willing.
Yeah, let's do that thing.
Just double interrupting right now because I have a message.
Yeah, no,
so
I think this is just all happening.
You interrupted, and I smashed it, and I'm just like, oh. And then he falls, and I'm like, oh, hey.
Right, and then, so you just hit twice.
Yeah, you telegraph it just a little too early, and I'm like, boom! And then, just the second, like, the bottom half of it is gone from your head, from in front of your head. I'm ready for it.
Right, and this, I'm imagining, this is all happening behind the ref's back because Atomo is like yelling and gesticulating from his corner.
Atomo's doing that thing where he's trying to show the ref, like, look over there.
He's trying to
look over there.
Right, and the ref's like, get back in your corner, get back, and then just the 2 chair shots behind him. I think that's when so
my forehead is now bleeding, and I'm still fully selling the dead inside.
Okay, so you're just like sitting back with like got a little color. Nice. Okay, well here's what's happening now. Scorpion, you kind of slumped down from getting the chair shot, right? And Dr. Moreau is there, and he pulls you out of the ring, and starts like walking you in your dazed state like away from the ring. And that's when the ref turns around. Scythe is there, just holding the chair, but he's not using it, right? So it's not a DQ. And Atomo's in his corner, and that's our current situation. And Scythe still has control of the match.
Yeah.
Moreau is pulling Scorpion out of harm's way and getting him out of this match, unless you guys want to mess with that.
I think I kind of have to mess with that because I get really annoyed when heels come and steal my partners, which they are wont to do.
It's not like you don't have some momentum.
Flip side of that, it means I'm totally not paying attention to Cloak and Dagger now because my arch nemesis is here. So once Scorpion's free, I'm going to knock Moreau's hands off, and I'm basically confronting him. And that leaves also, by the way, my back to Scorpion, in case Pete wants to follow up on that. But
I have an idea. I'm going to hit chat with it first.
Okay. But it's a confrontation, and it's the first physical confrontation in a while. between Dr. Moreau and Professor Atomo.
Yeah,
So-
the two of you are just like, yeah, you like, push him back, and then he just comes up and he just like stands right in your face, and like his hood is like hitting your forehead, and he's just like, being very, I don't know if you guys are like chest bump, like pushing, chest fighting, or
Yeah.
if you're just standing, but it's like, yeah, that very tense kind of physical thing going on. Awesome. So yeah, and the ref is counting. He's going to count you guys out. Looks like Peter, you have a thing you want to get in here.
JJ, the crowd! Do you hear them? While the ref is counting, this is gonna come down to the last second!
Alright, so I am going to interrupt, spend a momentum.
Do it.
Interrupting is my favorite.
Subtitle of the tag would be everyone interrupt forever.
And then myself and Scythe are going to leap over the top rope, and he can do whatever kind of fancy move he's going to do. And I think I'm just actually going to go for like a basic splash.
Well, since we're called Cloak and Dagger, like, you have to launch me at them.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I'm into that. All right,
Yeah,
so
like
you
I'll bounce
actually,
off the rope and you'll just like throw
you
me.
bounce off the rope, and I do the alley-oop,
Mm-hmm.
and then I dive after you.
And I make light daggers.
Yep. And my cloak goes flying out behind me, obviously.
So yeah, I think so. You do that. Yeah, you do the launching, and both of you dive.
And I also throw in the interrupt,
All right.
where my interrupt is merely to push Dr. Moreau out of the way and then duck, leaving Atomo to take
Nice.
all of this.
Yeah, because it would have been on both of them, but you actually
Right.
clear them out of harm's way, and these
Right,
two guys
and
barrel into
Does this
Atomo.
count as my tag turn?
Damn
Yeah,
it!
I think so.
I'm going to do my shock face right before they hit.
Another 12, because all of the good rolls tonight.
Yeah, everything.
So-
Karma's coming back on your side.
So, well, obviously this was Creative's booking, so it doesn't actually override. But I do gain 1 heat with my partner.
You sure do. And yeah, I think that the action at this point is basically Cloak and Dagger rolling Atomo back into the ring, and Cloak or Scythe getting the pin because Cloak's a jobber. He can't win matches.
Do they roll it all to hit me? Because I love putting people over. But
I mean,
I didn't roll anything. I could roll something.
that's fine. You
Yeah,
can roll for the.
I think rolling dice.
I mean, you can roll a finisher.
Yeah, if you go
Yeah,
for the
you can
finisher,
roll.
I'll just put the finisher over.
yeah, I think Scythe is going to roll for his finisher.
Yeah.
The rest of it is all kind of like already covered by things that have already happened.
Darn it. There's no way I can get 1 more heat with Atomo, is there?
Not unless you have.
Sure you can
Not unless you can use like unless you're making heel turn and use the heel move.
No, I'm still worst face ever.
I rolled a
Tens.
10.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, so this is probably the one thing that we actually practiced. Like, we're a tag team. We're like, what does that mean? Like, we need a cool tag move. Well, what is that going to entail? What if I throw you over the top rope at another guy? Yeah, I like it.
Good meaty tag move.
Yeah. And when we get Atomo back in, I'm probably gonna like motion to Cloak to be like, come on, like get some of this pin action.
Yeah, I mean,
but-
the two of you can get in on it, but we're gonna roll for Scythe's finisher because the jobber doesn't have a finisher.
Right.
I
So
rolled
he's gonna go in for the pin, and he's gonna lead, like trying to call me in for the pin, and I'm just kind of like turn around and do the empty-eyed stare at a scorpion. Like, now that the job is done, I just want my revenge.
Okay, so I want +1 audience because that makes me +4 audience. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's your
Wait,
finisher here?
I'm gonna drop down one.
Choose whether me or my opponent get +1 audience.
No, I mean literally. What do you do?
Oh, no, I figured the finisher was me just doing that crazy frog splash
All right.
out of the ring.
Well, I'm going to put that over. Well, actually, you know what? There's no reason to.
You
so
don't
I'm
have
not
to.
gonna
Yeah,
bother.
he already got a 10 plus.
You already got audience.
I kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
He didn't need you.
I don't need you in your wrestling science.
Put over on me,
You
Alright.
don't need your help, old man.
Get out
Yeah.
of here.
Neither
One,
does a scorpion.
1, 2, 3, and the lights go down, and the graveyard stands triumphant over Atomo's body again.
Like Atomo was like, okay, I'll put you over. Oh, that you win? Oh, jerks.
Whatever, man. I sell more than the jobber.
Nice. Awesome. Crowd pops. It's great.
So, mechanics question.
Yeah.
When you complete a match with 4 heat with someone, you gain an audience, correct?
Yes.
Is that per person you end the match with 4 heat with?
If there's multiple people, you still just gain 1 audience.
Dang.
That's alright, it's a goal for next time.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so I'm going to reset my heat with Scythe so I can keep it up with Cloakberg over here so we can keep that going a little bit strong.
Okay.
I know that happens when you 4 heat thing.
Well, 4 heat just stays at 4. It doesn't. The heat doesn't
Oh,
change.
that's because we didn't finish. Oh,
Yeah, that's when you like blow off a fuse.
Storyline though, too, right?
What's that?
Will this be considered the successful finish of a storyline?
Yeah, once the storyline's kind of wrapped up, but I don't know if that's
Okay.
the case at this point. Well, we can address that at the end of the episode.
I'm getting +1 audience from this match anyway, so whatever.
Right.
Okay.
So that only takes you
that's
to
what I was
2,
trying to
right?
figure out. All right.
Cool. So that takes you to 2 audience, right?
Yes, I now have 2 audience, and I'm going back
Yay.
to my mechanics for a second. Well,
Cool.
However, I have 4 scorpions, so I'm actually going to 4 audience.
Nice. So
Hey-o.
then you have a brief. So
Matthew, what was that moment in the sunlight?
I know.
Like you said, Nathan, always the bridesmaid.
Always the bridesmaid for a brief moment. Well, I think the
wait,
you know
since this match finished and that went, they both technically go up to 4 audience at the same time, so they're
That's true.
co-top.
Yeah,
Well-
that's true. It's from the same event, so you
Yeah.
guys share the top spot until someone knocks you both out.
We knock Reaper down to a 3.
But yeah, the 2 of you together have knocked Reaper down to a 3.
Not for long.
Great. So yeah, I think that we go to commercial with the Graveyard Ascendant, and we will take our short break now as well. So we'll take 5 minutes or so. My dog is going crazy, so I should go find out what's going on out there. When we come back, I will have a fun thing for our viewers, and then we will get back to the second half of the show.
Ooh,
Dog and a hedgehog?
that sounds like a giveaway.
Of some kind. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Yes, if you guys, Matt, you can figure out what you're spending your thing on, and we'll check up on it when we come back.
Hey, Jason. Sorry to stomp on you there with the crackheads, but it's what they do.
No, it's great. I love it. I was just thinking, I kind of wanted you to be able to come in and get some vengeance at the end of the match, but honestly, we had so much crap going on.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
No, I liked it. I liked it in many ways more than being picked on by Joey Crack, to be honest. But
he's so mean.
I was just thinking, like, it would be kind of cool to have Freebase be an announcer. Like, he got hit, so maybe it's the legal thing that they do.
Like,
but
the compensation.
The compensation.
But, yeah.
You know,
look, I don't want any money. Just put me on camera again.
Yeah. I won't sue you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was going to say that you got dragged to the back or whatever. You can, if you want to still be, present, that's within the bounds, for sure.
Yeah, I saw that. We'll see.
We gotta have a backstage interaction, too.
Yeah. I mean, because you have a little backstage thing, so maybe we'll just do an off-camera thing, and you can actually try and get Atomo's signature or something when no one's looking.
Yeah.
Hey,
He doesn't want that.
Before Joe canceled, I had various little snippets of conversation ready to throw in, which is the beginning of the tag team thing threw me off. I wasn't able to go in my long kind of rantiness. And I was like, oh, and then I botched the roll. Gah!
Curses.
Where are my rants?
I mean, if you need to do some rants, we can make that happen.
I'll tell you, normally I would, but that match was huge, and it went for a very long time.
There's a lot going on.
I might give it a miss this time, and
there will be time for rants later.
Yeah, I was going to use it partially to talk about crack and partially to build up stuff with Moreau, but honestly, I feel like if it spills over to the next time around, it'll work better because now I have something to be mad at him about.
Right.
I would say the crackheads kept heating you with the
I know that I'm scheduled to wrestle against Moreau.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to be an announcer and sort of take cheap shots from that role.
I can do it. I often do the announcing as Atomo.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you wanted to, just because I think it's fun when you're announcing.
Can do that.
We'll take volunteers also. So sorry, Matt, did you have something that you were asking?
Yeah. Is it possible to spend my advance during the break, or is that a start a session, end a session?
Oh no,
you said you could
whenever.
Okay, cool.
You can spend it now. What are you doing?
I'm going to take the what rules move from the anti-hero playbook.
Good. I forget the mechanical effect. I remember
perfect fit for hardcore.
When I break the rules, I roll plus luck. On 10+, right. I get away with it and book the match myself. On 7-9, I get away with it and get +1 momentum, or I don't, and I get something else.
Yeah,
I just forgot. And then on a botch, I get DQ.
Check. Cool. I think that works for you. All right. So as mentioned, for our viewers hanging with us over the break, thank you. I just wanted to say that I do have a little special thank you for anyone who is watching. Here's about this deal. Just a little discount code for you guys. So I threw it in at the end of the last session, but I realized after that people probably kind of stop watching for the last 5 minutes because it's us plugging stuff and whatever, which is totally understandable. But if you're watching through this to get to our next awesome match that we're going to have, you can go to my online store at ndpdesign.com and use code CRACKHEAD, CRAKHEAD, for 15% off any order, anything. It doesn't have to be the wrestling game. It can be any of my other games or the shirts or posters for this game or anything in there that appeals to you. 15% off. Enjoy. That will expire at the end of April, so if you see this in the next couple weeks, you can still use it. And yeah, that's the special offer. Thanks for watching. You're great. You're the best. Uh, cool. So, okay, Strash, you do have the special match thing as one of your moves. So if you want to
Yeah, that was my
retroactively,
third.
yeah, if you want to retroactively use your choice from that
It's mine.
promo.
So like, if you just see my counter bump up by 2, that's why.
Oh, you took momentum because I was going to say you could just gain the.
It comes with my stipulation. Whenever we enter a match with my
Oh,
stipulation, I start with +2 momentum.
Well, you can go ahead and give yourself a heat with Moreau from your earlier promo. I think is where I was going with that. To use that pick. Let's see. And then, sorry, I'm looking at some other stuff in chat. I mean, Jason, if you want to do that, then we can do it. We'll need to have a segment about it. Kind of up to you guys.
I would be a little bit exhausted, honestly.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, and you know, Atomo's good in small doses. I think we'll have him announced instead, and we might kick that in the future.
Okay. Cool. So, and we'll wait for Peter to get back before we get rolling. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, that was a tag match. But
The second most
Tag
hectic
match. Interruptions
you've ever
everywhere.
had in WWWRPG.
I think it was our first, because we've had three-way matches. I think that was our first tag.
That's our
actual
first tag
team
match in these, because you've been wanting to do one, but then,
yeah, but they take a long time, and sometimes it's like
When you run this at cons, you should run Regal Wrangles with just like 6 tables, like they run like D&D tournament tables.
Yeah, con games I often do like a singles match or a short tag match with with an MPW team to like kind of introduce all the rules, and then and now we have a giant rumble, and it takes an hour, and it's great.
Yeah.
Just people walking by, you're like, here, play this, let's go.
Yeah.
Roll 2d6, do a thing.
You know, I actually was thinking there's going to be a pretty big convention here coming up in Vegas pretty soon. I was thinking about maybe slipping off and seeing if I can get a game of WWW going.
I mean, I support that plan.
Unfortunately, I might be there as an official representative of an organized play of group, so I would have to literally slip off.
Wait, did you just unveil that there's World Wide Wrestling organized play? Because that's what it sounds like.
Well, I'm just saying. See, the secret.
About another game system entirely.
Well, no, the secret is that everything is wrestling. So you sit down to play D&D, but
I have a wrestler character for D&D. He is totally awesome, and he's also a luchador, right down to the mask and everything.
All right, cool. We can talk about that stuff after we're done. We're going to go ahead and get into our second half here. The live feed goes to commercial. I think backstage, everyone comes back from the tag match, and our crackhead fan is backstage. After you got kind of pulled out of that scrum, if you wanted to try and chase anyone down in the hall or get autographs or talk to anyone, that's up to you. Or if anyone wanted to deal with him, that is up to you guys. Or that can just be a passing detail, and we can move on to the match. Kind of depends on if anyone has any business they wanted to do off camera.
Oh, good.
So yeah, backstage Freebase is totally running around getting autographs from all the wrestlers. Like, Atomo, we're such big fans of yours.
Thank you for hitting me in the face with another wrestler.
God, that was so awesome when you threw Brainberg at me. That was great.
You really sold that very well. You may actually have a little bit of a future here, although the look. You should check this out.
You think so? I think so too.
If you get an autograph from Reaper, he never breaks character even backstage.
Oh, he's afraid to go up to Reaper because he's heard that about Reaper. He reads the dirt sheets. No one can crack Reaper. He tries though. It's like the
crack.
Zing. He tried the British guard. How they keep a stern face. He waves his hand in front of his face. You like poke at him.
But Reaper's like getting ready to go out. Like he's not even like normal character. He's like actually game face on character.
Yeah.
So you're like waving at him, and I'm envisioning Strata. You just like pie face him and just like.
Reaper,
Yeah, probably.
He's in front of Reaper, and I come by and I grab him. I'm like, now's maybe not the time. I just sort of make sure, like, no, come on. I'll show you craft services. Come on.
I'll take you to catering.
Cool. I got a razor shirt. Will you sign it?
Yeah. Hang on.
End scene.
I'll sign it once I eat some tacos. Come on, let's go.
You and your tacos. All right, yeah.
I've got like 300 crackhead shirts if you want.
Nice.
I
Cool.
printed it.
So you're getting all you're marking out backstage. That's great. Cool. So we come back from commercial, come back to the ring. I think we'll have Atomo on commentary with the power, and if anyone wants to join him on the announce team, feel free to take that on.
Me. I love announce me.
It's a lumberjack match, right?
Pretty sure
Yeah.
Peter wants it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Well, I think you guys could. Do you want to be staying out there as part? Like you don't have to.
I'm gonna go, and I'm literally like I'm gonna bring Cloakberg with me, and I'm gonna scare off the Spanish announcers, and we're just gonna sit behind the Spanish announce booth.
Nice. Yeah, and that's where the bones all kind of come out from behind you guys and start surrounding the ring.
Skeletons versus giant animals. Let's go.
Yeah, and I think we have. So we come back in Moreau, and I think a Scorpion. I don't know, unless Peter, did you want to be in character with your announcing, or are you just announcing as a?
I'm the generic heel announcer today.
Heel announcer. Okay, perfect. So, because I was just going to say that you guys, Scorpion and Moreau, actually just stayed out. Like, I mean, you all just stayed out after that last match, except for Atomo, who went over to the announce table. And now we're coming back, and the bones are starting to filter down to surround the ring, and Dr. Moreau has gotten in the ring, and Scorpion's kind of in his corner on the outside. And then there's a couple, and there's the rest of the Menagerie are coming out from the entrance ramp. And there's, a couple mid-card, lower-card wrestlers, who are of animal themes. And then also the same guys who are sometimes nerds and sometimes bones are also in these green, scaly hood masks as, part of the Menagerie filler guys. So they're coming down and kind of uneasily facing off with the bones across the ring, and then that's when the smoke comes out for Reaper's entrance. And
I'll tell you, Jerry.
I think the smoke goes up, and there's the creaky music, and there's the promo, and there's the dancing. But what happens is, like, even though the lights are shining on the stage where, he's supposed to appear sort of like in that puff of air, like, there's this moment where nothing happens, and then the lights swerve into the ring, and he's already there, sort of standing, with his arms crossed.
Occult teleportation powers activate.
Clearly.
Nice. And so there's a big, audience pop for the Reaper's appearance. Cool. Are we getting right down to it, or do you have anything you want to say?
I think there's going to be just like a split-second moment where I work the audience, because what's going to happen is the Bones and the Menagerie are sort of surrounding for the Lumberjack match. They're all supposed to hold like tombstones to push us back in with, which is like why it's called the graveyard match. So I think that I have two Bones sort of like kneel down, and I actually stand up on top of them to wave to the crowd, and I'm doing the whole like.
Right, you're doing your salute to the crowd.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the fans riled.
Right. Yeah, you're kind of the. I mean, you're a bad guy, but in this match, you're actually a little more of the face of the match because Moreau is like so getting in everyone's business and mysterious and also evil. And everyone loves Reaper, even when they love hating him. So yeah, roll for your working the audience.
With my audience of 3, that's a 10.
You guys and your good rolls, cool. So yeah, the audience starts the Reaper, as you're mugging to the sides and doing your salute. You gain your momentum, and you start in control. I think you step down from the 2 bones who are supporting you, and they roll out to the outside. And Moreau, he takes off. He's wearing his belt, his championship belt, because he is the RAD Champion, Regional Athletic Division title. So he unsnaps it and passes it out over the corner to a Scorpion to hold. So he's holding the belt on the outside, and then slowly unzips his like cloak kind of covering thing.
And you know what? I'm not even gonna let him finish. Like as he's like going through his whole routine,
he's doing it really slow because that's like part of
I
the
take like
thing.
2 steps in, and I'm gonna do like something like just incredibly crazy. I'm gonna like pick him up with one hand and try and throw him through the wall of people that are supposed to push him back in.
All right, awesome. So yeah, so his hands are like down here unzipping, and you just grab him. Is it like a choke slam? Like you grab him by the throat and toss him out?
I think realistically, I need a little bit more leverage.
It would be,
so it's probably going to be somewhere in the mid-chest region, and I use my shoulder to tump him up and then just one-handed shove him.
All right, yeah, that's rolling plus power by my book. Oh snap!
And good news, I have 8 momentum. So let's see what happens here.
Good news, I'm at the announce table.
Oh, that could help because I need it on that roll. All right, so there's this roll plus power.
Right.
And I don't know, unless the announcer is doing
the
something
unbelievable, unholy strength of the Reaper.
Atomo has the power, the put over power. So
we're at the Spanish announce table. So as long as we do it in Spanish.
Yeah, you guys.
I'm on to you.
It's not sitting there. You don't get the fake Spanish.
Repair.
Well, you're tossing a power thing right now anyway, right, Strauss?
I am, so that's going to be...
So you're already up to a 5.
I'm up to a 5, yeah, because I'm going to burn the momentum if you don't.
Yeah, use your momentum by...
There's it going. Alright, so I'm going to spend a full 5 momentum.
Oh, you're going to bring it to the...
Yeah, I'm putting it into the 10 zone because...
Bring it to the next level.
I want +1 heat with him.
Oh, right. Because you have a plan. Cool. So yeah, you
everyone is greedy for heat.
Perform this incredible feat of strength, but you were doing it for the wrestling move, right? I mean, it's the same effect. They both give you a heat on a 10.
Yeah.
But you retain control. So you pick him up, and he doesn't like flail and go crazy, but he sails over, falls into the bones and a couple of the Menagerie guys who are on the outside. They break his fall, but he just plows right through them. And they all kind of back away, right? And give him a chance to pick himself up. And he kind of and he's by the Spanish he's by the he's by the Spanish announce table, so he's by your guys. And he just kind of gives both of them just this don't mess with me look as he gets up and finishes unzipping his thing and throws it off.
I motioned him with one of my tacos, yeah, you got it.
He smacks it out of your hand. He smacks your food out of your hand, and then
as the taco goes down,
Let me break rules, fool.
He stands up like, dude, what the hell?
I just put my hand on his shoulder, back down.
He's like doing the.
It's okay.
Not cool.
It's okay.
Not cool,
okay,
man.
We'll take care of this later.
Yeah, and he comes back over to the corner and grabs the ropes and starts climbing back up to get back in the ring.
I think like
Reaper.
while all of that's happening, Reaper is does his like pose and then like works the audience and he's had his back turned and then as he's climbing back in the ring, what does he do? I still technically but I'm letting him kind of attack me in order to counter strike.
Yeah, so he's climbing up the ropes and your back's to him, and he actually he perches on the top rope right next to the turnbuckle, and then he doesn't springboard, but he just jumps off the top rope onto your back and is directly into a sleeper with his like legs like up on your hips. So he has like he's on your back with his arms around your neck in a classic sleeper hold to bring down the giant.
So I think like there's this like moment where like the Reaper like tries to shake him off and it doesn't work, and then he goes down to one knee and it seems like the sleeper hold is about to take care of him, and then he literally stands up and does like a backwards fall, with the guy still on top of him to try and smack him.
To squash him off your back.
Yep.
Rad. Yeah. You fall down. It breaks the hold. He's on his back, catching his breath. And you can move on to your next thing. Commentary. How's this looking to you guys?
It is a disgrace for Dr. Moreau to be carrying that belt. It's not that he doesn't know wrestling science, it's that he's perverted it for his own uses. There is no good ending to this match. Either darkness wins, or debauchery. I am sad that we all must witness it.
The only thing wrong with this match here is that there's not enough bloodshed gonna happen. Neither of these two titans bleed in these matches. And I know how much the fans of both of Moreau's Menagerie and Reaper's Graveyard love to see bloody knockout fights going on here.
Nice.
I think you failed to account for something. The reason that they don't bleed isn't because they're not hurt, mangled, harmed. They don't bleed because their mastery of the form won't permit it.
Nice.
Yeah, that or they just got really tough skin from years of getting beat up with each other.
When Peter's announcer was talking about the blood, Scythe was just nodding and looking at Cloakberg, who still has like blood running down his forehead, who's also nodding back at Scythe. And they're like, yeah, people like blood.
We're both just like, yeah, no, it sells.
We figured that one out.
It's kind of our whole thing.
Yeah. Nice. All right. So in the ring, you two wrestling tough guys. Reaper, what are you following up your back squash on?
I think like, as he's lying there sort of catching his breath, Reaper stands up, turns around, and just grabs him by the leg and starts dragging him like towards one edge of the ring. It's just like totally like dragging him. And then as they get close, he lets go of the leg, and as he's getting up, he does that thing where like as they're coming to one knee, he sort of like reaches under him, almost as if to help him up, but it's like actually to put him kind of like in a lock. And then he bounces him off of the ropes, and as he goes like whipping to the other side of the match and hits the ropes and comes back, he goes into like a double leg like layout just to like knock him over, but Reaper totally like plants himself and no sells it. Like as like the legs hit, he just lets him drop back to the mat and like doesn't even flinch.
Just no sells the drop kick coming off the ropes. Oof. All right. That sounds like it's plus look because it's a gimmicky thing.
All right, +1. Here we go. 12.
Roll really well.
Guess what? I will take
another
heat.
Yeah. So he hits you with the drop kick, you no sell it, and he scoots backward, and now he's starting to look a little like startled, like he expected that to do something, and he actually he pushes back. You can go ahead and break back in because you have control, but he scooches back and actually rolls out from underneath the rope into like next to a scorpion and like a couple of the menagerie guys who are keeping the bones away and keeping them from pushing him back in while he collects himself.
So I think there's this moment where Reaper's out. Oh yeah, I totally know what I'm doing. So I think I'm going to like step out of the ring, and as I step down, there's this like little guy surrounding him, and I do that like foot stomp like you would at like, I don't know, like trying to scare off like mangy animals. And they'll cringe for a second, and what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and grab him and do a power move where I'm actually going to throw him back in the ring and then follow him back in.
Nice, yeah. So you like pull him up over the top rope back into the ring. Awesome. Yeah, when you go over and stomp, and they all flinch backwards, of course. Yeah, so you have the. I think you reach out to grab him, and that's also when the bones come in and start pushing all the menagerie guys out, so that and they start shoving him up, and it's still obviously a big feat of strength for you to get him over the top rope, but they do the little list. They can assist from the outside, do their job with their tombstones. So sounds like another power move. Though this sounds like it's more of a feat of strength to me.
It can be, but I will choose heat regardless. Which
because
puts me
you
at 4.
roll well again. Jesus.
Yes, I do.
All right, so you are just manhandling Dr. Moreau. His.
And you know what? I'm actually gonna pass it to you, Nathan, because I think that for the good of this match being on. Sorry, I lost my pencils for the camera motion. I think I've totally been kind of like owning this, and so rather than this just be a squash match, which if we're trying to build up the menagerie as kind of like a faction, we need to give him a little bit. So I'm just gonna pass control of the match to you.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know if people were gonna start getting involved and stuff, so I wanted to give a little room for that. But yeah, you pull him back in, and kind of into a. Pull him over the rope, back into the ring, lands on his back, and you go to follow up, and he rolls through, runs over to the other side, and he's not a cruiserweight. He's a pretty big guy, but he's pretty lean, and one of those, he moves, he's surprisingly athletic for such a big man, kind of guys. So he rolls through, runs to the opposite side, and then springboards off the second rope with a flying back elbow right into your throat, which finally does bring you down to one knee, right? Like you don't go flying, you kind of stagger back and drop to one knee.
Take 3 steps back, and then I seem to hold it, but then the knee gives.
Well, yeah, you see the knee gives and your arms drape back to the ropes, and some of the menagerie run over and grab your arms and hold you against the ropes, while Moreau comes up and So his outfit like extends to gloves. He has like full gloves on arm things. So he holds up his green scaly hand and just gives you this huge chop across the top of the chest. Leading to a ooh from a woo, if you will, from the crowd, because wrestling fans know what this means. So it gives you a big chop, and you kind of rear back, gives you another big chop, and then he runs back to do another move off of the opposite ropes, which
interruption.
Yeah, go ahead.
So myself and probably also Scythe are going to get up from the announce table, dash over there, and beat down those menagerie guys that are holding his arms.
Absolutely.
And then pass back the narration to Strash.
Yeah, I think I wanted to get to there as well, so that's awesome. So you guys go over and start wailing on those menagerie guys. Atomo and commentary. What's that? This match is starting to break down. Everyone on the outside is starting to brawl.
All right, so it starts with it starts with him commenting about what's going on in there and being like, "Here you see the power of the Reaper, but he's falling for that old problem he always has. He's overconfident. He's not counting on the sinewy strength and vicious, relentless power that Dr. Moreau." There you see it. There he has him.
That's the thing, though, Atomo. Reaper doesn't need to worry about the strength of Moreau. He's got the strength of the entire graveyard. Look at that. His 2 lieutenants just came in and cleared out all the problem from that foolish menagerie.
That will not stand. I have had it with them.
It's
so
gonna
Atomo
stand and
stands
sit
up.
back down, you know.
Nope. Atomo stands up and he goes over to the graveyard, specifically to Cloak and Dagger, and he's actually just going to manhandle them out of there. And I was like, "The graveyard does not run wrestling!" And I'm using my babyface move to leave my opponent speechless and get them the F out of there.
Yeah.
They are gone. You are baby-faced out.
Yeah, man. We dash away like scared dogs.
So,
daddy voice.
This is great, and this is, I think this leads into our finish for tonight, which is it's going to kind of end in a no contest because with all there's the brawl on the outside, and you grab those guys, start hustling up the ramp, and in all this confusion, Moreau is just going to like slither out of the ring and just poof, vanish into the confusion, leaving Reaper in the ring, but without anyone to pin or have a declarative victory over, unless someone wants to get in on that and interfere with how that's going down. So at this point, he's like, right now he's like scooting over to where the chaos is strongest, which happens to be next to a scorpion with his belt, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna run in right now anyway, no matter what happened, because I was going to override your booking no matter what happened.
I figured you might have something to say about that.
Well, unfortunately now I can't override your booking because what I had in mind would have been way awesomer. But
you can still do it. I mean, just now that we kind of know it.
If I'm gonna do this, it has to be before Moreau vanishes.
That's fine. He's not yet vanished.
Okay, so
he's slithering
as
away.
Trying to slither
He's slithering away. He's getting out
in.
of the ring in your corner, while Atomo has the graveyard guys, is shoving them up the ramp, and Reaper is what is Reaper doing? Is he like? I'm assuming he's kind of distracted by Atomo like messing
Actually,
with his guys.
No.
Or is he focused?
Because the thing is that for a bit, while Atomo was doing that fight, he was going to just basically like kill a little bit of time because the cameras were focused on Atomo doing his thing, and so I think that like Moreau, like when he dashes away, the Reaper is gonna like look at the ref and then look at everyone around and be like, "Why are the Lumberjacks not doing their jobs?" And he'll stand up on the corners and be like to the audience, like, "Come on, this is ridiculous," and sort of like pump them up, like,
right.
This needs to end somehow.
Cool. Yeah. So you're appealing to the ref and to the audience to like maintain control and be on your side on this. So Peter, you're essentially doing a run-in. So I'd say.
Very much. So what I wanted to do was before Moreau gets out of the ring, I want to jump in and cut him off.
Cool.
And hit him with my finisher.
All right.
Wait. You got to clock him with the belt first, at least. Jeez.
No, he's gonna see me all of a sudden standing there, and then he's gonna
right, and he's gonna come to you because you're like helping him, right? Like that's
right.
Kind of the...
Right, and
all right,
this
cool.
This is some breaking kayfabe, staying in character at the same time bullshit I'm pulling.
All right, so you're. Well, actually, so here's the thing. This is because like it's been made very clear that like they want you to be in his stable. So this is this is breaking kayfabe to turn on him and hit him with the finisher, as opposed to the run-in. Just so we're all clear.
Okay.
So, because the kayfabe kind of is more important. So yeah, so you're gonna roll plus real.
Roller.
Botch! I knew it!
I keep my gimmick running!
I will tell you something. I am about
Come
to
over.
upset, and I have a put over, and by God, I'm using it.
No, don't do it.
No,
Don't do
I'm
it.
putting him
Not
over.
this
Doing it.
one.
It is.
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
tired
hold
of
up, though.
watching the
I
finish.
legitimately botched the finish, so I don't care. My mini
I'm-
gimmick runs.
I am putting him over.
All right.
Also, because Atomo's not about to let this happen on his watch.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. In character reason to keep it. Yeah, for sure.
So
All right. So breaking
Break
kayfabe, that
kayfabe.
brings it up to the 7-9. So you blur
break
the
kayfabe,
line.
I blur the line, gain 2 momentum, and I pick 1. Creative books me in a punitive match. The revelation loses me -1 heat with someone, or I lose someone's support backstage. I'm obviously wanting to get booked in a punitive match for this. This just sounds amazing.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be in a.
However, this also, I think, also runs a little bit of the run-in right here. So this will also result in the opponent getting DQ'd and Creative's booking getting override, right?
The kayfabe thing kind of is the move we're doing. Like,
Right. So
as opposed to the
what I'm
run-in.
hoping here is for Moreau to get DQ'd, for Moreau to win the match by Reaper getting DQ'd.
Gotcha. Because
Right.
he's like
That's what I was
attacked.
shooting for.
Gotcha.
This
Yeah, that
Moreau the
that
win
works.
shouldn't
I mean,
have.
it kind of works with the rest of it because it's a big schmozzy, weird, non-specific, like non-finish kind of thing.
Yeah, this entirely screws up Creative's booking. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, you hit him with the belt, or you go to put him in your finish. You know, you hit him to set him up for your
hit him
finisher.
with the finisher. And
There's this
normally when I
weird
hit the
moment
finisher,
where-
I like bridge it up for the pin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop it off on him right away.
Mm.
I'm going to burn the 2 momentum I gained for that, and use my babyface move
Okay.
because I am standing up for something I believe in, and my
Which is you
thing I
shouldn't be in
believe
this
in
angle.
is that the graveyard is the biggest threat on the roster right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and hit Reaper with my finisher also.
Oh.
No, you're not. I interrupt.
I was just gonna say the Reaper has about
Giant
a
of
million
fire.
momentum.
I'm going to
How
just
much momentum do you have there, Strauss?
3.
All of it.
Yeah,
All
all
the
of it.
rest of the momentum.
Eventually.
Like, we're not gonna do this.
Actually, I'm spending 2 consecutively. The first one's to interrupt. The second one's to win. We're just ending this because this is
Okay.
I look at you and like when you come at me, I'm like, "What are you doing?" And then when I see you trying to set something up, I'm just like, "You're like off mic, off everything." I
Yeah,
just
this
say,
is totally
"You're a
not
disgrace to
the
this
booking."
profession."
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. So what do you do? So Moreau's been like, got like put in your finisher, but he wasn't playing along, right? Because it wasn't the booking. So he pushes out of it and kind of rolls out and is trying to recover and figure out what the hell's going on. You go to set up Reaper for your finisher. He is like, you just back up, right? You're just like,
Yeah,
no.
I just step out of it. Like this goes from wrestling to no, now you're trying to fight me, and I'm huge.
Right. Cool. And so that is, and then you're doing the heel move to do which exactly?
It just says win the match, I believe.
For that. Okay. Yeah. So I think the what do you do to
Hopelessly lying on the
a
floor
scorpion?
dead.
Like he like goes to leap at me and do his finisher, and I step out of the way, and literally like as he hits the ground, there's no like contrivance or crazy wrestling to it. I literally just like kneel down on his back and like pin him, like and I actually put
Okay.
force to it. There's no like positioning, like this hurts, and I'm just
Sure.
like, stay down, kid.
Yeah. So I think so you just put your knee on his back, tell him to stay down, and the ref comes over and starts counting. He's just like, fuck it, we'll do this, we'll make this work. So unless there's something else getting thrown in here, that's when the ref counts for the 3, and they ring the bell, and it's this weird schmozzy finish where you won, but it wasn't against Moreau, and and whatever. And the audience is equally confused and excited because Reaper winning is great, but that clearly was weird. Like, that was just clearly a strange sequence that was.
It was a 7 and 9. It was weird, but
yeah, it was weird. It was cool.
It was
exciting.
awesome and weird and amazing and strange.
The scorpion sting will strike whoever comes close to it. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter if it's me or Moreau or the Reaper. Oh! He underestimated the Reaper. You should never do that.
And,
I imagine people that follow this promo are used to just weird, like, everyone's fighting, oh, someone won, hooray!
And then I run in and surprise pin the Reaper. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't pin people.
No. Yeah, you can't anyway. Roll for breaking kayfabe.
Exactly.
No, okay, yeah. So they count the win. They raise Reaper's hand. But unlike last episode where there was like the big grave, like the whole graveyard was there, and the music and the smoke and everything, like this is a bunch of bodies lying around, a bunch of some refs and folks running down to kind of clear the ring, and the house lights coming up, and the TV feed cutting to the end credits for the show. See you at the pay-per-view.
The audience is just murmuring to each other like, what the fuck? What was that?
This is weird.
Yeah,
right.
The dirt sheets are not going to know what to do.
I'm confused.
What the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Probably
all
gonna be
going so well.
Look, can we get his face card pulled? I mean,
I think
Worst face ever. Leave me alone.
ever.
So, important question. I
Yeah.
was in a match with Dr. Moreau,
Mm-hmm.
and I have 4 heat with him.
Oh!
Yeah. You worked a match with someone you had +4 heat with.
I am going to go for the icon upgrade.
Yeah.
Josh is evil in real life. What?
I think Madaman maybe wasn't like an evil genius.
Yeah, no.
No, I help everybody because we need to make the business grow. That's my plan.
That's true.
That's wrestling science right there, if I
One
may say.
day.
that is the point where Reaper and Atomo meet. Make the business bigger.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotta
I see
hold those
Reaper.
paychecks.
I see Reaper going the way of Triple H one day.
Alright, so that's
Minus the being a coward.
He's well, actually, the Reaper doesn't seem to be like he's more like the Undertaker. He's like a very strong presence on stage, but I don't think that
He's
he'll
not like
turn
a-
to the business.
Business.
So he would need to
company
get
guy.
a manager, and then that manager would have to like run the business on his behalf or something.
Like a Professor Atomo, perhaps.
Like Paul
You
Bearer.
have to get a
Wait,
manager,
what?
and who knows how those things work.
Right. All right. Cool. So you go to 4. That knocks Atomo and Scorpion, right? Or no, and Scythe.
No, it's a Scorpion.
Correct.
Poor Scythe.
I'll take the 4 audience. I don't know what you're talking about.
Whoever was in 4 goes to 3. I forget who was.
Just kidding. It was a cloak. He had 3 audience.
Yeah, and that is our go home show for the Journeyman's Cup. We got all kinds of craziness.
You go
ready
home
for
show
the-
because there's a show, and then you go home. Like, yeah, that's a thing.
It sure was a thing. It sure was weird.
Okay.
We'll see if they resolve anything at the more wrestling than usual special pay-per-view event.
That's definitely the real title.
Yeah, that's what more wrestling than usual.
More
The
wrestling
event.
than
That
usual.
sounds like a Chikara event if I've ever heard.
Nice. Okay, cool. So that's our show. Thank you guys. We will do a quick round of plugs and special things if anyone wants to highlight anything that's cool that they're working on that they want to throw a little spotlight on, and I'll just go quickly down my screen in the same order as at the top of the show. So, Jason, do you have anything to plug?
You should buy my wife's art. She's Smoky Grove on Etsy.
Check. What kind of art is it?
She does a variety of things. Mostly what she does is really elegantly wood-burned objects that are actually painted in very thin layers so that you have something that's useful, but it's also intricate and beautiful.
Cool. I'll put links to all this stuff in the description in the next couple of days when I get around to it. So, awesome. Joseph, anything you want to call out or highlight or anything cool you're working on?
If you haven't already, buy the Worldwide Wrestling RPG.
With 15% off.
With 15% off using the code Crackhead.
Yeah. Cool. Justin?
Buy more crack.
Also, Justin also runs a game of this, so I will be. You'll see his posts about it in the community about when he has slots open for people in his online Google Plus game as well.
Also, don't forget to visit your local Joe's Crab Shack.
Never forget. Cool, Matthew.
I'm gonna do a side plug. Last time we played, Jason did a shout out to Jason and Bree Sheldon. I'm gonna shout out Bree Sheldon's new Patreon project, Table Topics, for a podcast they're doing. It's Bree, it's a friend of mine, Aloy Santa from Third Eye Games, and Sarah Richardson. They just released episode 0, which is just their here's what we're talking about episode. But I'm gonna make sure Nathan has the link. Go sign up for their Patreon, and it'll probably be awesome. I think Nathan's internet died.
Okay, so we'll presume that Nathan's internet has died, and that means that I'll take over. So, Justin, do you have anything to pitch?
Nay.
All right, cool beans. How about you, Joe?
So.
We can picture your coming beard and mustache.
Everyone, pitch all your things.
Yeah. All right.
Josh,
well,
what
been...
Kickstarter are you appearing as a stretch goal on now?
Epillion?
Actually, I was about to.
Oh, are you on Epillion?
Actually, I'm not. I will pitch Epillion, though, because I've played it several times, and each time it's been actually super fun. Uh-oh.
How are you not a stretch goal? You're Strachimovich.
Well, keep in mind that I am a very, 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 very busy guy. I've got my
how many stretch goals are you on just for Blades in the Dark?
3.
It's 3.
Oh,
no, it's actually 4. But one of them's already done, and one of them's mostly done. So
is it the not Mos Eisley?
Yes, not Mos Eisley is definitely almost done. The one that's done is the Spider Playbook. So
if I remember correctly, you were writing the 2 I was most interested in, which is the one that sounds a lot like Warhammer and the one that sounds a lot like Star Wars.
That is, both of those are true. Yes. There's one that's going to be a mix of Dune meets Game of Thrones.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy space, mass nobles with weird robes and
I think
alien
the one that had me the most pumped out of any stretch goal was the one that sounded like the Black Company.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's Banded
That's the
Blades.
Warhammer-y one.
It's going to be. So I was actually thinking about continuing that story a little bit. There's going to be a lot of. It's very Warhammer-y in some ways. It's lots of. Yeah, it's like the Black Company. If you've read those books, it's a lot like that.
Which you should.
Yeah.
So good.
So Epillion is tiny dragons and really Avatar-like magic, and it's good, and you should check it out and get the Kickstarter. As for future Kickstarters, I don't want to say anything too specific because I don't want to shortchange anybody's announcement, but I hear the Undying Kickstarter is going to be coming up in a couple of months, and it's going to be looking pretty sharp. So that's if you like playing vampires that actually have moves that let you work through the eras and the ages.
Ooh.
What happened to your mech team-up game? Where is that vis-a-vis Kickstarter?
Atlas Reckoning, well, actually, that's headed towards Beta 2. So there's a good chance that that'll happen, but because of timing, because of how, real-life stuff happened with me and the guy that I'm working with, I'm not 100% sure when that's going to be coming out. It might actually hit Beta 2 and then just chill for a while before the chaos for that happens, so.
I want to give you money for that game.
There's going to be another giant playtest coming up here in not too distant future. Well, if you're interested, shoot me something and we'll see what we can work out. You might get a beta or something.
We're also coming up on Games on Demand pretty soon over at Origins. Are you going to make it there this year, Strash?
I think that's the plan. I need to double check my room arrangements. That's really what's going to decide me. But there's a good chance I'll definitely be there. I don't know that I'm going to be on the official schedule, but I'll probably run some things just off books. Atlas Reckoning is definitely on the list.
Excellent.
I've got a couple WWWRPGs that I'm running at Origins. See if we can get this in the book.
Oh, are you going to be on Games on Demand?
No, I'm just putting up the submitted the event.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Well, all right. I think we've all pitched the heck out of everything, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell people.
I still got my pitch.
Oh, go for it.
Actually, Strauss reminded me. Apelian is amazing. You need to play it, so Kickstarter and get your stuff for it. I've played a couple games so far, and I'm a big fan of it. But my big pitch is I mentioned it earlier. Las Vegas is getting this year's Combat Con this June, and again, my local gaming store is one of the groups spearheading D&D Adventures League to be played there. So come by, get some D&D playing, learn how to play act how to fight out in historical and entirely non-historical ways. Have fun, and we're getting like actual Wizards representatives coming in and doing stuff for us there. We're actually making.
I'm sure other organized play RPGs are available. It's not like I volunteer for anything.
What?
Hey! If you're at Combat Con, let me know, man.
No, I'm just messing with you.
Whatever. Hey, show up anyway. We'll play some WWW there.
Cool.
Also, if you're a card game player, available now on Kickstarter is Millennium Blades, which is a card game that is a non-collectible card game about an imaginary collectible card game called Millennium Blades.
I was going to check.
The cards that you're playing are like meta cards.
Yeah, you're playing a card game about playing two people playing a card game.
Yes.
That sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh, but more awesome.
I think it was dumb if it wasn't by the guys that made Pickle Tactics, possibly one of the best card games ever.
Yeah, that's potentially the best two-player game I've ever played.
Yeah, it's
Pickle
really
Tactics
solid.
is rad. But yeah, these guys make awesome games, level 99 games. Good stuff. Check it out, Millennium Blades.
All right, kids. I'm wrapping it up.
Yes.
No, we got to talk about more Kickstarters.
No, we don't.
What?
Kickstarter show.
All right.
Have a great evening.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.